So John 14 has some of the most dense teaching of Jesus anywhere in the scriptures. He's sitting around the table with his friends. He's responding to their questions and their interjections. And he lays out some of the most really important self-revelatory moments anywhere in the Gospels. But what I think is really interesting is that all of that comes in response to his friends. Almost as if Jesus has been waiting, for years now, for them to ask the right questions. And that says a lot to me about our relationship to God and how we're supposed to engage with this journey of faith and finding our way toward the questions we need answered. In the next verse, we find Philip jumping in, echoing Thomas's confusion, saying, Lord, just show us the Father. Why are you making this hard? That'll be enough for us. See, here's what caught my attention this week. The moment that leads into one of the central convictions of the Christian faith, that we see God clearly, perfectly, only in the person of Jesus. That comes directly in response to a very honest question from Thomas. We just saw that. But now we see that the moment that leads to the also conviction that we can actually depend on the intangible presence of God, the divine Spirit in and through our lives to guide us back to God in Christ's absence, that also comes directly in response to another honest interjection from Philip. Look, if I didn't know better, I'd say it's almost as if God is waiting for us to ask the questions, almost as if our ask is as important as being handed our answers. In fact, this is a big part of what makes the Bible so compelling to me, because it's not in any reliable sense a message from God dictated to us. It is far more decisively a record of our inquiry, followed by divine response. And what I take from that pattern is that faith does not make it our job to repeat what we've been told. Faith makes it our job to learn to ask better questions of God. Like, honestly, that's a pretty good definition for discipleship. I ask better questions today than I did last week. Well done, good and faithful servant. For real. That's the only thing you take today. That's probably more important than any high-minded, intellectually sounding biblical analysis I could offer. Faith is about asking good questions. Which then means we have to learn to hold our answers with open hands.